Good evening, all. On behalf of the Coimbatore chapter of Computer Society of India, I welcome you all for the monthly webinar. And today's segment, it is going to be, handled by a student expert. And the title is Full Stack. And full stack being, one of the very hot topic in the current trend. We have a practitioner come student who is here to share his experience and thoughts about full stack development. Now, I invite our chairman, Mr. R. Saravanakumar, who is a renowned social entrepreneur, visiting professor at PSG College of Technology, and former director, Cognizant Technology Solutions, to welcome the gathering. Sir, please.
Thank you. Yeah. Iniya Malai Vanakkam. Good evening, everyone. On behalf of the Computer Society of India Coimbatore chapter, it is my pleasure to extend a warm welcome to all of you to this webinar titled The Full Stack Playbook, Essential Skills for Aspiring Developers. At Computer Society of India, we are committed to empowering students, tech enthusiasts, and professionals with the knowledge and tools they need to thrive in the rapidly evolving technology landscape. Today's webinar is a step in that direction, crafted to equip you with the essential skills for a successful career as a full stack developer, while also introducing you to the exciting possibilities of AI-driven innovations in web development. We are happy to have Mr. Sivaranjan, a passionate and skilled final year engineering student in artificial intelligence and data science, as our speaker. With his remarkable expertise in front-end and back-end technologies, database management, and integration of AI into web solutions, he brings a wealth of practical knowledge. His accomplishments in real-world projects, internships, and certifications underscore his dedication to excellence in the field. He will cover the following key areas: front-end development, from HTML and CSS to modern frameworks like React, Angular, and Vue.js, as well as UX design. And backend development, APIs, secure applications, and databases with frameworks like Django and Spring. Full stack integration, learn how to bridge the front end and back end JIT development and debugging. AI integration, discover how to incorporate AI features such as chatbots and recommendation systems into your applications. In today's competitive world, mastering these skills not only makes you job ready, but also opens doors to countless innovative opportunities. Whether you are a student looking to enter the tech industry, an aspiring developer aiming to expand your horizons, or a professional interested in sharpening your skills, this webinar will surely provide you with valuable insights. I encourage all participants to engage actively during the session. Your questions and interactions will make this webinar more enriching for everyone involved. Once again, welcome to our webinar. Thank you for being here today. Without further ado, let's dive into the world of full stack development. Let's embark on this exciting learning journey together. Over to our MOC.
Thank you, sir. Now, may I invite our MC member, Dr. Radha Damodaram, who is a Chief Executive Director of Ibert's Montessori Play School, Director, Skype Connect Private Limited, and Whitehead Junior Private Limited. Ma'am.
Thank you, sir. Good evening, one and all present here. It is with a great honor and joy that I introduce Mr. Sivarajan K., a dynamic professional and a beacon of innovation in the fields of artificial intelligence, data science, and full stack web development. Mr. Sivarajan K. has demonstrated exceptional proficiency in technologies such as Python, React.js, Node.js, and SQL, alongside a deep understanding of AI and machine learning concepts. With a proven track record of impactful projects like heart disease prediction systems, face-based attendance applications, and railway management platforms, he has showcased his ability to solve the real-world problems through technology. He has also been an invaluable contributor during his internships with the Octanet Services Private Limited, XZ Software Solutions, and as a teaching assistant with the Next Wave where he mentored aspiring tech enthusiasts. His dedication to continuous learning is reflected in his certification in full stack development, DevOps, and AI with IoT. Mr. Sivarajan K is not only a talented developer and innovator, but also a passionate individual who believes in sharing knowledge and inspiring the next generation of tech leaders. We are indeed privileged to have him with us today. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in extending a warm welcome to our chief guest, Mr. Sivarajan. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, ma'am. Now it's time to hear from our guest speaker. And before that, a small announcement to all the participants. Participants, all of you are requested to keep your mic in mute mode and video in off mode. Thank you. Mr. Sivaranjan, now you can start.
Yes.
Let me
Good
stop
evening,
the-
everyone. First, okay.
Yes, now you
Well,
can.
thank you, sir and ma'am, for the introduction. Thank you so much for joining today's webinar, The Full Stack Playbook, Essential Skills for Aspiring Developers. I am Sivaranjan, and I am truly excited to be here with all of you. Let me share my screen. Okay. Is the screen is visible, sir?
Yes.
Yes, it is visible.
Today's session is all about equipping you with the skills and knowledge needed to thrive as a full stack developer. We will explore what it means to be a full stack developer, the key technologies you should master, and how to navigate the learning journey effectively. And I hope that by the end of this session, you will have a clear roadmap to kickstart or enhance your full stack development career. Okay, before we get into the details, let me give you an overview of what we'll be covering in this webinar. Firstly, we will start with the front end, which is what users see and interact with. We will cover how to work with the DOM and introduce React, one of the most popular tools for creating dynamic interfaces. We will also touch on the foundations of building responsive UIs and creating user experience that people love. Next, we will move to the engine of the application, which is the backend. We will explain APIs in a simple way, discuss how to pick the right tools for the job, and look at how to build secure and scalable applications. We will also cover basics of databases and how they connect with the backend to store and manage data. Then we will explore Git, a powerful tool for tracking changes in your code and working with team. After that, we will talk about how to make your application live so that users can access it. I will guide you through strategies to ensure a smooth deployment process. Next, we will discuss about how to find and fix errors in your code, which is debugging. I will share some easy and practical ways to debugging your applications effectively. Finally, we will touch on AI/ML and the integration of AI in full stack development. And lastly, we will have a question and answer session. So be sure to note down your questions. Okay. Front-end development is all about creating the visual elements and user interfaces that users directly interact with. This includes things like layouts, buttons, and the overall design of the web page or application is comes under the front-end development. Front-end development involves using core technologies like HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. These three are the building blocks of any front-end application. To enhance functionality and make designs dynamic and responsive, developers often use frameworks such as React, Angular, or Vue.js. Another key aspect of front-end development is ensuring that the user experience is seamless across different devices and the screen sizes, whether it is mobile phones or tablets or laptops. And this is achieved by implementing responsive design and by adding smooth animations so that the application is usable by everyone. Mastering the basics of HTML, CSS, and JavaScript is essential for any aspiring front-end developer, as these three are the foundational technologies of the web. First one is HTML, which is hypertext markup language. It is the structure of the website. It serves as the building block for all websites. It defines a structure by organizing content into elements like headings, paragraph, images, and links. Whenever a user opens a website, their browser immediately reads the HTML file to display the page in a structured format. Next one is CSS, which is cascading style sheet. It controls the appearance and style of the website. It is the one what makes web pages visually appealing, and it handles the aspects like colors, layouts, and fonts. These things are handled by CSS only. By working with CSS, by working with HTML, CSS customize the design of the page. It creates more attractive and user-friendly experience. By using HTML and CSS, you only create a static website. We does not do any interactive with that website. So JavaScript is what brings interactivity to the website. It powers dynamic features such as clickable buttons, animations, and real-time updates. JavaScript works alongside with HTML and CSS, create engaging user experience, transforming static web pages into dynamic interactive applications. And together, the three technologies form the core of front-end development. It enables the web developers to design and build functional, visually appealing websites. Next, let's see about the most important concept, which is document object model and how it helps us interact with you. The document object model is act as a bridge between your HTML structure and the JavaScript code that can manipulate. The DOM is simply a programming interface that represents the structure of the HTML as a tree of objects called nodes. Each element on the web page, like headings, images, buttons, or paragraph, is a node within this tree. Now, why is the DOM is most important? There are two main reasons. First one is the DOM allows JavaScript to interact with the web page, enabling updates to the content and style without requiring a full page reload. This means you can add, remove, or even modify elements on the page, like displaying a new message or changing the background color dynamically. The second reason is that the DOM facilitates responding to user actions like click, form submissions, or keyboard input. For example, when a user clicks a button, JavaScript can change the DOM to reflect the action. And understanding the DOM is essential for working with any front-end libraries and frameworks like React or Angular. So explore more on DOM, then we will let you know more about this. As you can see in this diagram, the DOM is structured like a tree, with each element on the web page being a node. At the top of the tree, we have the document node, which represents the entire web page. From there, the tree branches out to other nodes representing various elements such as HTML, head, body, and further down to individual elements like headings, paragraph, and list. Now let's understand how the DOM actually works. When a web page loads, the browser takes the HTML code you have written and process it into a DOM structure. As we saw previously, that tree structure helps the browser know how to display the content, and it is what allows JavaScript to interact with and change elements on the page. Next, with JavaScript, we can select the elements on the page and update them dynamically. This ability to make changes in real time is what makes the DOM so powerful. Any modification you make to the DOM, whether it is changing text, adding new elements, or even removing them, will instantly showing up on the page. This creates a smooth user experience, which is important for modern web application. Okay. Before we dive into your front-end framework, let's first understand what the framework is. Framework is simply a set of pre-written code, which is already written, which provides a structure and a set of tools for building application. Think of it like a foundation that gives you a head start by providing reusable components and patterns that help you build your project more efficiently. As you can see from this chart, React.js dominates the front-end framework landscape with a 78.1% share, followed by Angular at 21.1% share and Vue.js at 0.8 share. This data reflects the current trends in web development world, and it is no surprise because React has become incredibly popular due to its flexibility, speed, and ease of use. Angular and Vue.js are still valuable frameworks, but React has established itself as the first choice for more developers today. Let's take a closer look at React itself and see why it has become more so popular. React is a JavaScript library actually developed by Facebook to help developers build user-friendly website and apps. Now it is used by millions of developers worldwide and powers some of the biggest web applications, include Facebook and Instagram. So why is React so widely adopted in the development world? First is React allows you to break your UI into components, which are small and self-contained pieces of code that can be reused throughout your app. Imagine being able to reuse the same button, same form, or same navigation bar across multiple pages without having to rewrite the code each time. This process not only saves you a lot of time, but also keep your code base cleaner and easier to manage. Next, React makes development much more efficient. When building apps, you often have to deal with repetitive tasks like creating similar components over and over again. And React solves the problem with its component-based structure, and it lets you to focus more on the core functionality of your app instead of duplicating work. And this feature leads you to faster development cycle. In a way, React allows you to work smarter, not harder. Next is one of the React most powerful feature, which is the virtual DOM. In a traditional web application, every time if you make a change, the entire page will reload and it takes a lot of time to display the changes. But with React, things are much smoother. The virtual DOM is it is like an in-memory representation of a actual DOM, which means React only makes the minimal updates to the real DOM whenever necessary. This results in faster and smoother user interfaces with minimal time and less lag. Finally, the power of React does not just come from the framework itself, but from the community behind it. With so many developers using React, there is a vast amount of resources available. Everything from the tutorial, open source libraries, and support forums. Whether you are just starting with React or already building large scale applications, you will always find help and guidance and plenty of resources to keep you on track. This makes React as a first choice to more developers too. Now let's move on to how we build responsive UI and enhance user interaction. Building responsive user interface ensures that your application looks and works seamlessly on all devices from smartphones to desktop. Let's break it down into 4 key steps. First one is understanding the basics of responsive design. Start by learning the fundamentals of responsive design. It includes using grids, flexible layouts, and relative units like percentage. Uh, these techniques ensure that your design automatically adapt to different screen sizes. The second one is utilize the front-end framework. Framework like Bootstrap or Tailwind CSS provide pre-built responsive component and grids, which can save you a lot of time. If you use a pre-built component, you don't need to write the code everything from the scratch, which makes the development cycle more faster. These tools make it easier to create layout and mm, more mobile friendly right out of the box. Third one is implement the media queries. Media queries in CSS are essential for fine-tune the design across various screen sizes. By setting specific breakpoints, you can adjust styles such as font size, layouts, or margins that can automatically fit to the screen dimension of different devices. And the fourth and the most important one is testing. Always check how your UI performs on a variety of devices, including smartphones, tablets, and desktop. Some of the tools like the Chrome developer tools or online platforms like Browser Stack can help you to test your design across different screen sizes and resolution. And by following these 4 steps, you will ensure that your application delivers a consistent, appealing experience for users without mattering what device they are using. Next, one of the most essential part of web development, which is crafting user experience. User experience design is all about creating websites and applications that are easy to use and enjoyable for users. And now we are going to explore the key aspects that make up a great UX design. First one is user feedback. Uh, Getting insights through surveys, polls, and usability tests helps you pinpoint areas that need improvement. And the best way to refine your app is by understanding how real user interact with it. And their feedback always provides actionable insights for better decision making. Second one is user interactions. Animations and micro interactions are simple, but it is an effective ways to make the experience feel dynamic. Whether it is a button responding to a click or a transition effect, the small details help keep users engaged and make the interface feel alive and responsive. Next is focus on simplifying navigation. A straightforward navigation system ensures users can find what they need quickly. By using consistent design pattern or logical layouts to reduce confusion to the user and make the browsing experience much more pleasant for users. And finally, user research. Conducting surveys, interviews, and testing help you to understand user needs and expectations. By gaining this insight, you can tailor your design to better align with what users are expecting, what they are looking for, which leads to a more satisfying experience. Okay, let's move on to backend development, which is essentially a backbone of any application. While the front end focuses on what users see and interact with, the backend handles everything that happens behind the scene to make the application work smoothly. So, what exactly does the backend do? Actually, it manages three main areas. First one is server. This is where the application is hosted and they handle requests from users. Second is the database. The database stores and retrieves data securely, such as user information, product details, or transaction history. Third one is the application logic. This ensures that the features and process of your application work as intended, for example, processing a payment or validating a form. Developers commonly use programming languages like Node.js, Python, and or PHP to write the logic of the application. And for databases, a popular choice include MySQL, MongoDB, and PostgreSQL. These tools work together to create robust and scalable system. But what kind of task does the backend actually handle? It is responsible for things like creating APIs, user authentication, data processing, and server-side logic. Next, we will explore more on backend development. First one is APIs. APIs are the one which play a crucial role in modern software development. But just what exactly is an API? Application programming interface is basically a set of rules which allows one software application to communicate with other. For example, think of it as a bridge that connects different systems and enabling them to share data and work together. For example, when you use an app to book a cab, it is the API in the background that retrieves the information from the server and displays it on your screen. Now APIs come in different types based on how they are used. The three main ones are public APIs, private APIs, and partner APIs. Public APIs are available to everyone. For example, the Open Weather API, it lets any developer to use weather data in their app. Private APIs are restricted to internal use within one organization. For example, a company might have an API for its HR system, connect employee data with other tools. And partner APIs are shared with specific partners. One of the best examples for partner APIs is PayPal API. We almost know about this, which is PayPal API. PayPal. PayPal API is used to integrate payment services into other apps. So it comes under the partner APIs. And now, why are APIs such a big deal for developers? And here are the three key reasons. First one is modularity. API allow developers to add new features by integrating third-party tools without having to build everything from scratch. For example, instead of building your own map feature on your application, you can integrate Google Map using its API in your website or application. It reduces a lot of time. Second one is scalability. As your application grows, API make it easy to add new services or features without disrupting the existing system. Third one is flexibility. APIs gives developers the freedom to choose the best tools or services for specific tasks, whether it is authentication, analytics, or payment processing. Now let's talk about an important decision in backend development, which is choosing the right technology. And the choice depends on your specific needs, such as speed or ease of development. Here are the three popular options that developers commonly use. First, we have Express.js, which is a fast and flexible web application framework, or Node.js. Express.js is great for building web application and APIs using JavaScript. If you are already familiar with JavaScript for front-end development, you can go with Express.js. Next, we have Django, a high-level web framework for Python. It is designed for rapid development and follows a clean design philosophy. One of the best thing about Django is that it provides almost everything you need to build a website right out of the box. This means developers don't have to start from scratch, saving a lot of time on setting up common features like authentication and database management. Lastly, we got Spring, which is a powerful toolset for Java developers. Spring make it easier to build a complex and secure application, especially for enterprise level project. If you are looking for a way to create application quickly, Spring Boot is an excellent choice. It simplifies setup and provides built-in features that speed up the development process. Uh, Whether you choose Express.js or Spring, it is important to match the technology to the requirement of your project. Each of these frameworks has its strength and weakness, and your decision should align with the needs of your application and also the skills of your development team. Now, how to build secure and scalable application. Developing an application that can grow with user demands while staying safe from security threats requires careful planning and execution. And here are the four key steps to keep in mind while building an application. To start, always monitor your application for performance and security issues. Apply regular updates to fix vulnerabilities and improve scalability. Use tools, track metrics and logs so you can quickly identify and resolve the issues quickly. Next one is scalability. Um, uh, always think about how your app will handle growth. Use techniques like load balancing to avoid overloading your servers. Consider cloud-based solution which offer flexibility to scale resources up and down based on demand. Third one is authentication and authorization. Security of your application always start with controlling who can access your application. Uh, for this process, implement secure user login methods using methods like OAuth or JSON web tokens. Always ensure proper access control so user only interact with the data and features they are allowed to use. Finally, regularly access your application security needs. Focus on data protection like encrypting sensitive information like passwords and ensure secure data storage. Meet regulatory requirements such as GDPR or HIPAA if applicable to your app. By following these four steps, you ensure your application uh, is more secure and safe. A secure and scalable app not only provides a better user experience, but also build trust with your audience. So focus more on the security of your application. Okay, next one is database. First of all, what is a database? Simply put, it is an organized collection of data that is stored and managed in a structured way. Imagine it as a digital filing system that helps us keep track of user profiles, transaction record for an online store, product catalog of an e-commerce application, like that. It is all about making data storage and retrieval efficient. Now, when it comes to databases, there are two main types that we will focus on. First one is SQL database. Second one is NoSQL database. SQL database rely on something called structured query language, or SQL for short. SQL are great for organizing data in tables and rows, which makes them perfect for structured data. Examples for SQL database is MySQL and PostgreSQL. Second, NoSQL databases. These are designed to handle unstructured or semi-structured data. They are super flexible and scalable, which is why they are widely used in modern apps. NoSQL database store data as a document key value pair structure. Examples of NoSQL database are MongoDB and Cassandra. So why should we use database? Firstly, they make it easy to store and retrieve large amount of data. They also ensure that the data remains accurate and up to date, which is crucial for reliability. And they provide controlled access, means that the sensitive data is protected like password. Now let's dive into how we connect the front end and back end of an application. This is crucial for creating a seamless experience where data flows efficiently between the two. First, it is essential to test and optimize your API call. What does that mean? Testing ensures that the communication between the front end and back end is secure and performs well under different conditions. We want to make sure the data sent from one side to the other is accurate and happens quickly. If there are any delays or security risk, it could hurt the user experience. So you want to test everything, especially when you have a lot of data passing back and forth. Next is API endpoints. APIs are the routes your data, your backend expose for the front end to interact with. When you are building an app, you will define these endpoints on the backend. It is like creating door for your front end to knock on and get data from the backend. Uh, and always don't forget to document these endpoints. Good documentation always helps everyone involved understand how they work and what data they will be receiving. Now, for communication, there are different ways that the front end and back end communicate with each other. The most common methods are RESTful APIs and GraphQL. REST is traditional, where you use HTTP methods like get, post, delete to interact with your resources. GraphQL, on the other hand, allows for more flexibility. It enables you to fetch exactly the data you need in a single request, which can be more efficient in certain cases. The key is to pick the one that fits your app needs. Finally, data formats. When the front end and back end communicate, they exchange data, and it is important to decide on a consistent format. JSON is the most widely used format because JSON is simple and easy to work with. But you may also come across the XML in some situation. The next thing is version control with Git. Git is a distributed version control system which helps track all the changes you make to your code. So if you are working on a project, Git records every edit, every file change, and every update you make, allowing you to keep track of the history of your project. Um, Now, why do we need Git, especially when working in teams? The reason is Git allows multiple developers to work on the same project at the same time without causing conflict. Imagine you and your friend are both working on the same file, but Git ensures that the changes you make are tracked and can be merged without breaking the code. This is what makes Git so powerful when it comes to collaboration. There are different workflows in Git that can make your development process smoother. Two popular one are Git flow and GitHub flow. Git flow is a more structured approach where you have dedicated branches for features, releases, and fixes to work on separate branches. And once your changes are ready, you merge them. Once your changes are ready, you merge them back into the main branch. Next one is GitHub Flow. GitHub Flow is a simpler approach, mostly used for continuous delivery, where you create branches for individual features or fixes and merge them as you go. When you are using it, there are a couple of best practices to follow. First one is commit often with clear messages. You don't want to commit once in a while with large and huge chunks of code. Instead, commit often and write clear messages about what each change does. This make it easier for you and anyone else to understand the history of the project. Next one is use branches for features and fixes. Whenever you are adding a new feature or fixing a bug, always create a new branch. And the reason is this keeps the main code base clean and stable while you are working on the changes. Once you are happy with what you have done, you can merge it back into the main branch. By using Git properly, you can ensure that you and your team stay organized, track changes efficiently, and avoid problems down the line. It is one of those tools that might feel a bit tricky at first, but once you get a hang of it, you will see just how much easier it makes the development process. Then, if you want to deploy your application, there are 6 main steps you should consider. First one is prepare your application. Before you even think about deploying, you need to make sure your application is production ready. This means testing it thoroughly and ensuring that all dependencies are in place. You want to make sure everything is working perfectly in your local environment first, so there are no surprises when it goes live. Then choosing a hosting environment. Next, you need to choose where your application will live. There are various hosting environments you can choose from cloud providers like AWS, Azure, or Google Cloud, or platform as a service providers like Netlify, Vercel, or Heroku. The choice depends on the nature of your application and your team expertise. For example, if you need scalability, cloud services like AWS might be a good fit. If you prefer simplicity, a platform like Heroku could save a lot of time. Then setting up continuous integration and continuous development. One of the best practice for maintaining a smoother development to deployment pipeline is setting up CI/CD pipeline. This involves automating the process of integrating code changes, which is continuous integration, and deploying those changes, which is continuous deployment. With CI/CD, every change you make to the code is tested automatically, and if it passes, it is deployed without needing manual intervention. Next one is deploy to staging before deploying your application to production. Always deploy it to a staging environment. Staging environment means it is a replica of your production environment where you can run final test and make sure everything work before going live. It is like a rehearsal for your app. So use this opportunity to test it thoroughly without risking any disruption in the production environment. Next one is deploy to production. Once everything looks good in staging, it is time to deploy to production, which is the live environment that users will interact with your application or website. This is the step. Where where your application becomes publicly available. So it is essential to double check everything. Once deployed, make sure you monitor it closely to ensure it's functioning properly. Finally, even after deployment, the work does not stop. You need to keep monitoring your application in production, looking at metrics, error logs, user feedbacks, and performance data. And monitoring helps you to identify any issues early and respond quickly. Also, keep iterating on your app based on the feedback and data you collect. You will need to push updates and improvements regularly to your application. Okay. When it comes to debugging, there are 3 key steps, key techniques that will really help you to identify and fix issues efficiently. First one is console logging, and it is one of the most common technique used by many developers. By using console.log, you can track variable values and the flow of your application. Next, you will have the browser developer tool. Both Chrome and Firefox provide powerful built-in tool to inspect elements, monitor network requests, and debug JavaScript in real time. And these tools are extremely helpful for identifying issues directly in the browser. For handling errors, it is crucial to implement proper error handling. Using try catch block in your code allows you to gracefully manage exceptions and ensure your application does not break unexpectedly. Also, using custom error message with context helps you quickly understand what went wrong and what are the necessary measures you need to do. Lastly, unit testing. Unit testing is essential to catch bugs early. Unit testing means writing test for individual components, and it also helps ensure they work as expected. Framework framework like Jest can automate the testing process, saving you time and allowing you to spot potential issues earlier. By using these techniques together, you can efficiently debug your application and ensuring a smoother development process. Okay. Now AI is playing a major role in our lives nowadays, and it is also becoming an integral part of full stack development. Whether it is enhancing user experience or automating tasks, AI is transforming how we build application. Now let's explore how AI and ML can be integrated into your application and the value they bring. Firstly, we have chatbots and virtual assistants. AI allows us to automate customer support and improve engagement. For example, AI-powered chatbots like ChatGPT are already being used by many websites to provide instant responses to customer queries, making the interaction seamlessly and efficient. Next is about the personalized content and recommendation. AI analyzes user behavior to offer tailored suggestions. We see this in action on platforms like Netflix and Amazon, where they recommend shows, movies, or products based on your previous interaction. Then we have image and voice recognition. With AI, we can identify object, people, or emotion in images or videos. The best example is facial recognition. Facial recognition is used in security system to identify individuals, adding an extra layer of security and convenience. Finally, NLP, which is natural language processing. Natural language processing is all about understanding and processing human language. AI tools like Google Search and Siri use NLP to interpret and respond to voice commands, making our interaction with the devices more intuitive. As you can see, integrating AI and ML into full stack applications opens up endless possibilities for improving user interaction and user experience. It is a game changer for modern web development also. Thank you. When we talk about the future of full stack development, it is exciting with the rapid advancement and new technologies shaping the way we build applications. To stay ahead in the fast evolving landscape, it is crucial to embrace new technologies and focus on continuous learning. Embracing new technologies such as serverless computing, microservers, and AI tools can greatly improve scalability and efficiency in applications. These technologies allow developers to create more modular, flexible, and robust solutions, which are essential in keeping up with the growing demands. Focus on continuous learning is a key to success. The tech industry is constantly evolving with new frameworks, libraries, and tools emerging regularly. Staying updated on the latest trends and advancement ensure adaptability and competitive. Whether it is learning a new framework or understanding how to integrate AI, constant learning prepares developers for the next challenge in full stack development. By adapting new challenges and committing to continuous learning, developers can build scalable, efficient, and cutting-edge applications that meets the need of the future. Let's wrap up our session today with an interesting case study that perfectly illustrates the concept we have discussed in the past. Imagine a startup company. The vision of the startup company is to create an e-commerce platform which offers a better shopping experience. This example demonstrates how full stack development brings such ideas to life. On the front end, the focus is on building an engaging and responsive interface, and React is used for that. It is used to create reusable components like product cards, search bars, and filters. To ensure responsiveness across various devices, a CSS framework like Bootstrap is incorporated, and interactivity is enhanced with JavaScript. On the back end, the team builds the foundation of the application using Node.js with Express. They create API to handle product data, user authentication, and order passing. A database like MongoDB is chosen for its flexibility and scalability, and a JSON Web Token ensures secure authentication for users. Integration is where the magic happens. APIs seamlessly connect the front end and back end, enabling real-time updates. For deployment, AWS with a CI/CD pipeline is used, ensuring the app can scale quickly during promotions or high traffic events. The results of such an effort is a platform could see increased user engagement, better scalability during peak times, and an overall positive user experience. And this example highlights how full stack development is a powerful tool to transform ideas into impactful application. It is not about just building software. It is about creating solutions that solve real problems and deliver meaningful user experience. And that's all for the session. Thank you all for being part of this webinar. And I hope this inspires you to explore the possibilities in full stack development as we move forward in your journey. And feel free to connect with me on LinkedIn. And a big thank you to Computer Society of India, Coimbatore chapter, and Mr. Saravana Kumar for giving me this wonderful opportunity. Thank you and happy learning.
Thank you, Mr. Sivaranjan. Mr. Sivaranjan, actually you have made us to have a complete journey of what is full stack development all about. Thank you very much for the insights provided by you. Now it's time to have the Q&A session. And as a part of the registration process, we have asked the interested participants to post their queries, and some of the queries are consolidated and being shared here for everyone's reference. Now, Mr. Sivaranjan, you can answer the queries. If it is already covered in the session, you can leave it.
Okay, sir. First one is, can UI UX have a greater package? Absolutely, UI UX have a greater package because it is all about how user interact with your app or website. If you are good at creating designs that make people go wow, you can definitely earn a great package. Companies know the value of great design. It is not just about looks, but also about functionality. Start with learning Figma. It's a great tool for UI UX design. Next one is is the full stack era over due to AI? And the answer is no way, because AI is just a tool you can use to make your work faster. It is not taking over your job, because AI can help with the simple things like generating code or templates, but it cannot replace the creativity and problem solving skills of full stack development. Next thing is how to get a high paying job in full stack development. So if you want a high paying job here, what you need to do is build a portfolio with real projects, showcase what you can do, then learn the basics of in-demand skills. Start with the basics of in-demand skills like React, Node.js, and also cloud computing. The third one is a network. Platforms like LinkedIn and GitHub are great for meeting people and showing off your work. So next slide.
Yes, Mr.
Okay. How would you optimize a website for faster load time? This is more important, which is optimizing a website with faster load time. And a few quick tips are compress images. It makes the page to load faster. And minify your JavaScript and CSS. Then use caching to store frequently used resources. Then implement lazy loading for images and videos. These small changes can make a big difference, which makes a website for faster loading. Then is WordPress good for a full stack career? Um, WordPress is a great place to start if you are a new to web development. But if you are aiming to be a full stack developer, you will eventually need to learn modern framework like React or Angular. My suggestion is to go with React because it is the mostly used one nowadays. Next one is platforms to practice coding for web development. Mm, some of the platforms I use is Lead Code. One is Lead Code. Next one is HackerRank. Then Free Code Camp. And Code Academy is also a good choice. Start with small projects and build your confidence, and then move on to a complex problems. Which stack is trending in future? Is that main or MERN? Um, right now, MERN stack is popular because React is widely used and very flexible, which is part of MERN stack. But honestly, both stacks are great. It just depends on your project. Your advice to the full stack developer to succeed. My advice is keep learning because technology changes fast. So stay curious and adaptable. Build real world projects, contribute to open source, and never stop improving your skills. Don't fear for mistakes. Do mistakes. Embrace them and learn from them. Thank you, sir.
Hello. Hello.
Yes, Murugesh. Yes, yes. Ask me only.
Sir, I think he's
Can I?
done.
Okay.
Dear participants, if there are no more queries, then we can move on to the next segment. Now I invite our chairman to make announcements about the forthcoming events by the Coimbatore chapter of CSI and the other plans we have. Sir.
Thank you. Thank you. Before continuing with announcements, I would like to extend my heartfelt gratitude to everyone who joined us for this webinar. I hope you found the session informative and insightful as well. We value your participation and hope this webinar has inspired you to further explore the exciting world of full stack development. A special thanks to our speaker, Mr. Sivaranjan, for delivering an engaging session with valuable insights into the key skills and technologies required to become a successful full stack developer. Now, let me take a moment to share some initiatives that the CSI Coimbatore chapter has planned for you. At the core of our chapter's mission lies knowledge sharing and skill development. To achieve this, we host regular knowledge sharing sessions, organizing at least 2 every month. These sessions feature esteemed experts from academia and industry, as well as enthusiastic students eager to share their knowledge, just like the wonderful session we had today. In an effort to empower visually challenged students, we have conducted 2 specialized webinars for the benefit of visually challenged. We look forward to organizing more such sessions in the near future to create opportunities that benefit everyone. We're also planning to have faculty development programs, industry workshops, collaboration for regional growth by joining hands with other CSI chapters in Region 7, which includes Tamil Nadu and Kerala, to organize impactful regional level programs. In addition to the above, we are exploring other student-centric activities like IT quiz programs and hackathons. We invite you to stay tuned and join us in our future sessions to benefit from these exciting initiatives. Stay connected with us for more such learning opportunities. Together, let's continue to grow and innovate in the ever-evolving world of technology. Stay curious, keep learning, and we look forward to seeing you at our future events. Have a great evening, and let's continue to innovate and inspire. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Dear participants, for this session, you can post the feedback by either scanning the QR code that is presented in the window, or you can use the link that is shared in the chat window. So this feedback link will be open for 1 hour. So all the participants are requested to give your feedback by using the link or by sharing the QR code. Moving on to the next segment. May I invite our chapter's secretary, Professor Dr. E.K. Girisan, who is an associate professor and head, Department of Computer Technology, Sri Krishna Aditya College of Arts and Science, Coimbatore, to propose vote of thanks. Sir.
Thank you, Magarasan. Can you all hear me?
Yeah, loud and clear.
Yeah.
Please proceed.
Thank you. On behalf of the Computer Society of India, Coimbatore chapter, I am here to propose the vote of thanks. Today's webinar on the full stack playbook presented by Mr. K. Sivaranjan, the final year student of BTech AIDS, studying at Dhanlakshmi College of Engineering, was presented in an elegant manner. Today we have reached a count of around 100 participants, and as participants we were able to understand the intriguing facts about the full stack development, like choosing the right backend, scalability and security of applications, so on and so forth. Mr. Sivaranjan would have taken his valuable time in preparing for this webinar, for which we appreciate and show our gratitude. My thanks to Sivaranjan for accepting our invitation, delivering the talk and answering to those questions asked by the participants. My sincere thanks to the 100+ virtual participants who took their valuable time in attending this webinar organized by CSI Coimbatore chapter. We also expect your earnest participation in all our future events to be organized by CSI, particularly in our monthly webinars. My thanks to our office admin staff, Mr. Durvesh, for rendering his coordination, Chairman CSI, Mr. R. Sarvanakumar, for his welcome address, Dr. Radha Damodaran, MC member, for our guest introduction, and Dr. K.S. Magarasan, MC member CSI, for being the master of ceremony. Once again, I take this opportunity to thank you all. Best wishes for taking away the key points from this webinar. Computer Society of India, Coimbatore chapter, will always be in the forefront in disseminating the information on the technological advancements. Thank you all and see you in our next event. Good night. Over to Magarasan, sir.
Thank you, sir. Dear participants, as we informed, please give your feedback by using the link or by using the QR code that is available. And now we thank you all for your active participation. And as informed, we'll be meeting in the next session, which will be another interesting one. And once again, I thank all the participants for your active participation. And it's me, Magarasan, who is signing off. Thanks for the opportunity. Thank you.